Hey there, projectors! Thanks for joining me today for your weekly intuitive reading. If you're new to the channel, I do my readings based on your human design type. If you do not know what that is, find the link in the information box below. And if you're a projector, this reading is for you. So I've restructured the reading a little bit today. I won't be using runes. I'm using my Spirit Animal Oracle deck and my Fairy Oracle deck. So, the first two cards that I pulled represent the current situation that you're in. So, the first one that I pulled is Wasp. Sometimes life stings. And the other card here is Tibera of the Waters, and this came in reversed. So let's talk about this. So I think you may be dealing with a challenging situation where, like, on some level you know you're okay, but maybe something happened, an incident, or things are piling up to make you feel a little overwhelmed about where you are and what's going on, and it's sort of getting to you. It's kind of eating at you a little bit. It stings. And it just feels a little unfair, and you're not sure how to navigate all of this. But one thing to remember is that I don't think we ever struggle without purpose. Spirit always has a plan, and there is always something better coming along. We are being forced to grow in times of adversity. And so we need to find the blessing or the gift. I always think that when we're challenged or when we're faced with something that's difficult, that if we commit to seeing it through, to surviving and getting through it, that there is a blessing, there is a gift in all of those situations. So I think we can expect something good to come out of this. And I think we just, sometimes I think when things come up that sting or that flare things up, cause a little inflammation, what does it do? It causes us to take notice. Can't ignore it. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes we need to face those things head on. We need to be alerted so that we don't just coast through things and miss the big lessons and miss those gifts. And I think this whole situation has you a little bit frazzled, a little bit fried, a little on edge. And this card is just suggesting that you find a way to let go, to cool off, to calm down, and to quiet that inner emotional world, because it's really hard to make decisions when you're in the middle of the ocean during a storm, right? It's too much. So it's much easier when the coast is clear. We can see clearly where we're headed. So if you can find ways that bring you back into your center, I think that'll serve you really well. And there is a little bit of like mischief and playfulness in the background of this card. You can see all the little fairies. Is there Not that we should ignore what we're feeling, but can we balance it by finding those moments that bring out something different? So the next two cards that I pulled represent what we should move away from. So I pulled the owl. You can see clearly now. And the undressing of the salad. So I think that you, group of projectors, are very sensitive people, and you are taking in a lot. You're sensing a lot right now. And if you can find that calmness, you can allow yourself to integrate everything that you're sensing and switch off that part of you that feels like you're fried, you're on high alert, you're trying to figure things out, it's like this nervous hamster wheel energy that's running and running, and it's just not really serving you right now. And it's a reminder to align with those thoughts, feelings, beliefs, dreams, with spirit, with the intention of everything for the highest good. Keep aligning with those things. One of my projector buddies and I often talk about the idea of the boomerang. I don't know who first came up with this metaphor, but the boomerang is this rocket of desire. What your intention you're sending out. You've gone to the top of the Empire State Building and you're throwing out this boomerang. And you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting. And you're like, gosh, this boomerang isn't going to come back to me. This isn't worth it. It'll never come back. I just did something wrong. I'm going to go back down to the street. So you go all the way back down to the street, and then your boomerang comes back, but you're not there anymore. That is what I'm talking about with continuing to align with what you're sending out there so that you don't get distracted by all this nervous hamster wheel energy that's keeping you up at night, that's sort of making you feel so tired, I think, honestly, is that you're feeling a bit agitated. All right. I think that's it for what we're moving away from. Please just ignore my phone that keeps buzzing. I forgot to put it on silent. I apologize. The next two cards that I pulled represent what you should move towards. And I like these cards. So first we have Crow Spirit. Co-create with spirit. I never thought about that. That's pretty funny. Procreate with spirit. Crow is the other card that came up was Ta-Om the poet. All right, so let's talk about the crow and Ta-Om. So it's a reminder that every intention that we're putting out into the universe can call it to action. So again, stay aligned. You're super powerful. There's so much magic that you have access to. Don't forget that. Don't forget your power in the situation. Have gratitude. Have gratitude for what is going right and your, where you are right now. Ta-Om is also very playful, very romantic, passionate, funny, poetic, divinely inspired, like completely in the flow, in connection with spirit. And what he chooses to express, he does so with such sincerity and conviction. It's very real. It's very automatic. It's just flows out of him. So I think that's a really beautiful place. So we're taking this position of really, feeling the sting of the situation and feeling all those emotions coming up around it, that pain, and just trying to find that flow state again, trying to find what feels fun, what feels good. And as a good friend of mine used to always say, stay in the fun frequency. The fun frequency, when you feel like lit up, when you feel like it's fun, when you feel drawn to it, when you feel excited, that's the fun frequency, and that's super high vibration. And so I think that works really well with, that's directly connected to spirit and you being able to work together with you and your higher self, with you and, higher power, whatever that may be for you. So I think just let go of the need to control, the need to achieve the impossible, that pressure that you keep putting on yourself to, it's out of your control, so stop putting the blame on yourself, stop putting the pressure on yourself, and know that the more we get in that flow state, I think we're going to create some new solutions for ourselves that make us feel more free and more empowered. So that's your message for this week. Thank you for joining me, Projectors, and I will see you next Tuesday. Take care.